Okay, this has come completely unexpected and out of the blue. If you remember last weekend, I did a stream of Die Hard 64, which was the unreleased Die Hard game for the N64, and that was a pretty big deal. It was a big scoop to be able to play that and obviously show that game off some more. So I've just been doing some painting and decorating upstairs, and I was just taking a 5-minute break and I was checking on Facebook, and I saw that the Goldeneye X channel had been updated. They put a new post out saying that GoldFinger 64 was now completely finished and available. Now we're going to go back maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. You may remember when I did the Goldeneye X, which is the sort of hack the mod for Goldeneye, and it's all upgraded. They put in the extra features, basically rebuilt it around the Perfect Dark engine, but they're updating James Bond that way. I think maybe even during the same video, again this is going years back, but I mentioned that they were also really early stages, but they were working on GoldFinger. Now if you're a James Bond fan, you'll know that GoldFinger is one of the most popular James Bond games. So a lot of people have a lot of love for that particular movie. And I always thought it was one of those really cool ideas to, to eventually see if that would ever get made or get released. And completely out of the blue today, I see this Facebook update post from the Goldeneye Vault, and they said that the game is basically done. They'd released the files for it, so I've gone ahead and I've patched the original Goldeneye file. But this is completely amazing, because what they've actually said, I'm going to go across now, I'm going to read some of their page. So this is what they've put: GoldFinger 64 is released. After 2 long decades, British secret agent James Bond makes his triumphant return to the Nintendo 64. His mission: to gather intelligence on a wealthy entrepreneur named Ultra GoldFinger. The investigation will take 007 around the globe and back again, in 20 brand new levels that faithfully recreate the film, as well as previous entries into the series as bonus material. Tour the famous Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami, drive through the Alps in a classic Aston Martin, sneak inside a shady export company compound in Mexico, and shoot your way into the gold-rich vaults of Fort Knox using a vast arsenal of weaponry. Mow down the enemy like a true gangster with the Thompson machine gun, use stealth at a distance with the AR-7 sniper rifle, or ramp up the firepower with a devastating RPG launcher. And once you've foiled GoldFinger's plans to dominate the world's bullion market, sharpen your skills against friends or foes in multiplayer mode. With 11 multiplayer maps to compete in, a wide range of weapon loadouts, and a comprehensive character roster to choose from, you'll soon be finding yourself crammed back on the couch against split-screen fever. A completely original musical score accompanies every stage, and due to the inclusion of the expansion pack, they're lengthier than previously possible. This memory expanding device allows GoldFinger 64 to go farther than the original game it was built upon. A greater amount of image textures can be loaded into level at one time, mission setups filled with even more content, and maps larger than ever before. This is a fan-made sequel to GoldenEye 007, and it aims to bring players an exciting experience while representing perhaps the most beloved Bond film of all time with much due respect. So if you think you're up to the task of putting an end to Operation Grand Slam, grab your controller, pull up a chair, and it's about time Bond was back on the job. So this is absolutely awesome. So what we're going to do now is, this is why it's pretty interesting, because basically I've never actually played this game before, and this is a really big rarity. So when I played Die Hard 64 last weekend, and I streamed that live, so if you've not seen that, you can go back and watch it. It's very rare that you get a brand new experience on the N64 with how small the development cycle is. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to be playing GoldFinger. And this is the first time that I've ever played this game, so it's going to be really interesting to see what turns out in this particular game. So I'm already liking the music. So just whilst the game loads up, so a quick roll call. I'm Rose. GoldFinger, his finger is so cold. Martin Lindgren, where did you get this from? There's a couple of people asking where this file is from. So you need to go ahead to the Goldeneye Vault. So if you just go to Google, search for Goldeneye Vault, you will be able to see this. It takes a little bit of work because you need to be, I wouldn't say well versed in patching files, but there's really good instructions there that you can actually go ahead and follow. So I'm just going to turn the music down because some people say that it's too loud. So we can see a little bit of a roll call here. So I'm going to leave this to roll, just so you can see some of the characters that are going to be featured in the game. Deathmatch said, just arrived, is this made from the Goldeneye 007 files? Yes it is. So you need to obviously get the patch file, which you can get from Goldeneye Vault, and you also need to get the North American 007. And you basically patch the original file. Little Mac88 says, do I have a Switch? I do not yet. I'd like to get one, but the price is just too much for how little I would use it. So we're seeing a little bit of a demo here, which I'm going to just leave to run just so you can see what the game contains. Remember, this is a fan-made game, so it's not going to have the polish of the original Rare title, but you can see already this looks like a really cool title. Vmon Link 64 said, did he seriously see a character named Pussy Galore? Yeah, she was the character in the movie. So this is completely based on Goldfinger, the James Bond movie. So if you're a fan of that, then this should be right up your street. Okay, so somebody can also tell me if the background music is at an okay level now, because I did just turn it down. So before we start playing, if somebody can just let me know if the background music is at a comfortable level, or if it's now too quiet, you tell me. So we're here at the mission select screen, and this is, as you can see, these are all completely brand new levels. So I don't know how many we're going to be able to get through in this particular stream, but let's go ahead and we'll go with Cartel. Now, because this is the first time that I've played this game, as you saw from the screen just there, I'm going to go ahead and play this on Agent. It's been quite a while since I've played either Perfect Dark or Goldeneye, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty. So this particular level is based in Mexico, and it's part 1, which is the Ramirez cartel, with the primary objectives: plant the explosives in the silos, arrive at the hotel, and minimize civilian casualties. So the background to this mission is the Ramirez Export Corporation is a known front for illegal drug trafficking operation run by the Ramirez crime ring, producing and distributing heroin throughout Mexico. Their reach extends to North and South America and has even been recently found in parts of Europe. So this is definitely not a game that Nintendo would have authorized with a drug cartel shipping heroin around the world. So this is why fan-made games are pretty cool. The next part, this is the M briefing, says that drug trafficking is becoming a major problem worldwide, and this Ramirez isn't helping the situation. Heroin-flavoured bananas are just one of the methods used to keep their activities discreet. I want you to search for any shipping records they've got on file, and once you've completed your objectives, a contact will be awaiting your arrival in the street surrounding the local bodega. And this is from Q Branch, which says, there are multiple silos located on the compound 007. Curiously, our surveillance didn't indicate any clear entrances to them. It may be worth fiddling with the various structures affixed to their exteriors. Now, you've been equipped with enough explosives to effectively put Ramirez out of business. Simply attach one of these beauties inside a drug silo and get out. You won't really want to be around when the fireworks go off. And then Moneypenny finally, I think, says, it's a shame to think that those pretty flowers are responsible for such a horribly addictive substance, James. Normally I'd ask that you bring me back a bouquet, but I'll let this one go this time. Now, it does say in the notes from the team that built the game that some levels may take up to about 30 seconds to load. That's due to a combination of factors that may be sped up in later releases of the game. Ant Retro Gamer says he loves the music, he's going to have to look into this mod. Yep, I hope you do. Movie Metalhead says he hasn't seen actually he's talking to somebody else who hasn't seen Goldeneye. GoldFinger even. Christopher Harris, hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so the frame rate is a little bit choppy. It's not too bad. So the controls appear to be almost identical to Goldeneye. So you can see already some pretty cool weaponry right here. So it looks like I just picked up a Luger from Okay, so I've just picked up the silo key. So I'm going to do a little bit of exploring. Like I said, because this is all brand new levels, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to need to do. So it's kind of a cool experience. It's very similar to when you perhaps first played Goldeneye for the first time. So this level looks like it's quite dark. It's not as visually appealing. Okay, so I just picked up the M1, which I'm going to save. I'm going to go back to a different weapon. I'm going to go back to the Luger, because that was a pretty nice gun. There we go. Oh, that was pretty cool. So you see there, that was a little switch to go through. So this looked like it was a part of the silo. So if I'm correct, this says that I should be looking to blow this silo up, but I haven't actually got any, I don't think I've got any explosives just yet, which is strange. So let me have a quick look to see if I've got any. Okay, timed explosives, there we go. So it is a little bit rough, but it does actually feel like a genuinely brand new game, which is really, really cool. Yeah, there is some fog. I'm guessing some of the later levels may pick up. This is, by the looks of it, a nighttime mission. So there is some some slowdown there. It's not terrible. It is, I wouldn't say a distraction, but it is a little bit noticeable. But again, this is the first, I suppose, public release of the game. Headshot. Always love creeping up on there. So it's also worth noting as well, so people are commenting saying, how can I not hear the gunfire? I'm not listening. I have to, because I'm using the studio microphone, the one that you can see in the camera at the moment. If I have the volume on the game turned up on my screen, it makes it sort of echo, and you'd be having all kinds of noise problems. So I'm playing this with the music very, very low, so it's hardly on at all, so I can just faintly hear the in-game music and the effects, but pretty much this is not something that I can hear. This is a huge level. Okay, so I've got some body armour, so there's the usual sort of expected pieces of equipment. So I think I need to try and find a way to get back to that silo because it didn't seem to blow up. Okay, so I also need to blow up the the explosives. So we're going to need to do this mission again. Arrived at the hotel, I minimised the civilian casualties, but I didn't blow up the silo, so we're going to have to go back and do this mission again. The Great British Gamer says the level design is terrible. It is a little bit tricky. Ant Retro Gamer also says that it's a very maze-like level, for especially the opening level. I'd agree with that. You never know though. This is one of the things that I must say is, of course, I'm playing this on the easiest difficulty mode. What you probably need to bear in mind is that, of course, if you had the higher difficulties, I'd imagine that there's probably going to be additional objectives which may link into the maze sort of like level for the first one. And again, as we sort of talk about the game, this is being played on the EverDrive 64, so this is all running on the original console hardware. So this can be played on emulators as well. I'm not too sure how that is going to work. So I would imagine other people are probably quite soon going to put some streams of that up in place. Just die. There we go. There we go, this is a nice powerful gun. Ooh, I forgot that guy was a civilian. Yeah, moving metalheads, this was Connery's Bond. So in the comments, yeah, everyone let me know who your favourite James Bond actor is. My personal favourite is always, surprised to many people, Timothy Dalton is definitely my favourite Bond. Pierce Brosnan was good, he was a little bit cheesy, a little bit, he had a little bit too much comedy in the roles he was given. Whereas Timothy Dalton was he was Daniel Craig's Bond before Daniel Craig, if you get me. He was very serious Bond, very dry. So that's why I like him. So what I don't get is how I detonate the timed explosives. So just having a quick look, catch up on the chat whilst we take a little bit break in the level. Rainman Slim says, seriously though, I feel Pierce Brosnan was the perfect suave, reckless womanizer Bond we know and love. He was a good Bond. I think just the later scripts he was given were really not good movies. But Goldeneye was a really good Bond. It was a good Bond film, Goldeneye. It was a good comeback because by the time Goldeneye came out, the series was, I wouldn't say it was struggling, but it started to become really dated and started to feel a bit tired. But it's a good little revamp for the series. I need to find a way to be able to get this gate back open. Or is that even the gate that I came through? Very strange. How do I blow off? Am I going crazy? I can't remember how to set off the timed explosives. Someone in the chat's gonna have to give me a favour and just remind me. So Rainman Slim says, where can I get an N64 for a good price? It really depends on where in the world you are. I mean, I suppose eBay's probably still the best place, just because if you go to any retro games stores these days, you know, they need to make money and you can't begrudge them for that. But I generally tend to find if you go into an actual store, the prices are just not all that great these days. Rainman Slim says he's Australian, so yeah, Australian's really expensive for N64 from past experience. Mabasi says use the watch. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, but I'm gonna have to just try this level again. I just can't seem to. Yeah, Movie Metalhead says use the mines, then the detonator watch should pop up. But it doesn't seem to be popping up, which is really strange. So I'm just going to try something just to see. So we're going to go straight in with the timed explosives. Yeah, and it just automatically loads. So for whatever reason, at least you can now see what the death screen looks like. Yeah, Ben Cheshire, it does say plant the explosives, which implies you don't need to detonate, which I get, but then when I go to complete the level and it hasn't blown up, which is really strange. So Ben Cheshire, we'll have to look into that one, because you're right, it does say plant the explosives, unless I'm putting them in the wrong place. But unless we're looking at the wrong place. Ah, Subdrag, perfect. Just the man to show up on the live stream. So, from the man himself, plant an explosive, one in each of the 6 silo, then enter Bodega. Okay. Now that makes more sense. I wasn't sure how many silos there were. Okay, so this must be silo 1. Am I right? Okay, so now we're getting it. Timed explosive. Okay, so this is the next silo. I think I'm on the right track now. Now that Sub's been able to clear that up, that kind of makes more sense now. So the next and the 6th and final silo, I imagine, should be just behind this one. Okay, perfect. So we've got objective A completed. So Sub, thanks for coming in and clearing that up. So from what you've said, I now need to go to Bodega. So So it looks like we're now back on the right track. Or at least I think we were. So Toss Llama says Perfect Dark is greater than COD. I think many people would agree, although COD is a guilty pleasure, just for the multiplayer really. Wise Dragon 22 says, what's this game all about? So if you just tuned into the stream, then you should be able to rewind right to the start where I explained what it is, but to save you having to do that, this is a fan-made mod, and this is GoldFinger 64. So if you're a fan of the Bond movies, you'll know that GoldFinger is one of the best Bond movies, definitely one of the most popular and the most loved Bond movies, and so this is kind of the movie remade in the game in the same style that Goldeneye on the N64 was a reflection of the Goldeneye movie. This is the GoldFinger equivalent. I'm really liking this gun. The power level is just about perfect. Okay, so we're along the right track now. So I'm just doing some exploring now. Obviously know straight away where I need to get to. And then the silos go boom. So after some initial slight confusion there about the areas where we need to go and exactly how we meet the objectives. To be honest, if I wasn't as rusty on Goldeneye, I probably would have picked that up sooner, but again, big thanks to Sub for coming back in and clarifying that I need to put one of the timed explosives in each of the silos, so anyone struggling, you know what to do next. Wise Dragon 22 says Goldeneye is a legend. Or Goldeneye is a legend, which it definitely is. Robert E. Rob says, there's a video on YouTube where a guy shows you how to make your own N64 flash cart. I could definitely see some people doing that for this game. Okay, so we're on to the next mission. So this is still Mexico, but this is the Bodega ambush. So primary objectives are to defeat Capungo, escape from the hotel, and minimise civilian casualties. So the background to this mission is following the destruction of the drug silos, a contact inside the Bodega informs Bond of a flight leaving for Miami in 1 hour. He is warned of an impending ambush being prepared for him and that he should check out of the hotel immediately. So M's briefing says, well, you must have really caused quite the stir, 007. Capungo is reportedly a top-level enforcer in the crime ring, so Ramirez certainly isn't mucking around this time. Deal with him as you see fit, then get out of there. Be extra cautious of the civilians caught in the crossfire. These are just locals out for a few pints. I like that. If any of them are being held at gunpoint, it's your duty to see them go free. So it looks like we're going to be rescuing some hostages. Q Branch, would you believe it that Ramirez has his dirty little fingers in this establishment too? Considering the Bodega serves wine and other alcohol, it's not uncommon for there to be a decent sized underground cellar. Basements are notorious for holding secrets, so leave no stone unturned down there. I'd start looking for an entrance in the kitchen. Do make me a sandwich while you're there, old boy, easy on the mayo. And then Moneypenny says, a flamenco dancer, James, I thought you had higher standards. So let's go into the second mission then. Kitsune Metal Reloaded, good to see you. So it looks like the level's just loading up again. Rainman Slim says, I hate hostages in this game, at least in the ship missions of the original game. Yeah, I was never a big fan of hostages. I really like the facial work there on the character. It's pretty cool. So I'm guessing this level I'm going to have to be a little bit less aggressive with the shooting. It sounds like this one's going to be more of a calmer mission. A little less crazy on the trigger finger. Oh, I thought that was a civilian. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't seem to want to let me go back outside. And if I remember, I'm trying to find the kitchen and also the basement. Okay, so let's go upstairs. So again, a lot of civilians. I quite like the design. These rooms look pretty cool, quite authentic. Wise Dragon says, will I do a stream of Quake 2? Possibly. It's one of the games that I really do enjoy. I definitely need to brush up on it before playing it, because again, it's been a while. Nobel11 says, I've never heard of this mod. It looks really good. To be honest, I'm really impressed so far. I know I'm only on the second level, but I am really impressed. And most importantly, I'm actually having a lot of fun playing this. And the reason why you've probably not heard about it, as I said, this was one of those experiences where I remember reading about this all years ago, so many years ago, and I never heard anything about it. I never sort of kept up to date to see how, you know, development was going and sort of what was happening with the game. And I just assumed it was one of those, like a lot of projects where, you know, things just filter out and they never get finished, team members drop off, and literally just to see the post, just to confirm that basically it was ready, was just amazing. Okay, so I'm just scoping out these rooms. As I said, there's quite a lot of civilians in this one, so I'm just being a little bit more cautious with shooting. Okay, so now I've got the AK-47. Okay, so I've made it to the roof. However, I was told to find the basement, and the kitchen as well. So let me go and try and keep going downstairs and let me see what I can find. been? No, this... Oh, hello. Well, there you go, that's brighten your day up. Yes, Basalo, hello. I didn't realise the text. Benita, why do you always wear a gun? I have slight inferiority complex. That's pretty good writing, I enjoy that. Okay, so I've got the kitchen key. I've got to admit as well, the AK-47 here, it seems to have a much more balanced feel to it. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm guessing that the fire rate has been tweaked on it. Okay, so that was the door. So we're trying to find the kitchen. Sentry Zero says do a barrel roll. If only I could. Okay, I'm guessing that's the kitchen because... Or is it? Yeah. Okay, let me just remind myself. So what did I actually need to do? In the kitchen. Okay, so it says there's a secret down here. So what am I trying to find? Is there going to be some sort of switch, which I'm guessing is going to be the case. Unless I'm completely wrong. But I assume there's something that I'm looking for down here. So let me have a quick look in this door because I just realised I didn't go in there. Okay, so that's a dead end. Yeah, it does say no stones unturned. That could be a sort of figure of speech. Generally, it depends. It could be a figure of speech or it may be literal no stones unturned. There we go. Okay, we got it. Secret door. Really, really cool. Wise Dragon says, what's everyone's thoughts on the Turok games? Well, everyone knows my opinions because they've most likely watched the reviews, but I really enjoy them. Although I'd love to get a PC so I could actually play the remastered ones properly. Okay, we're now in the cellar. This is going to be a little bit like a maze type section, I fear. Yeah, some quite cool lighting effects. Normally if I'm coming across enemies it's a sign I'm probably going in the right direction. So I'm just going to carry on heading on this way. Unless these are just respawning, in which case it's completely throwing me out of sync. No, I think I've just made it through the cellar. So, that looks like it's the exit. So, let me have a quick look. Mission cancel. So let me just check the objectives again. Okay, escape from the hotel and minimise civilian casualties. Well, let me go ahead and leave this. I think this is the exit. So that should be mission complete. I've escaped the hotel and there's also no civilian casualties, so all being well. Toss Llama says, I hope Odd Job will be a boss fight. That would be pretty cool. There we go, mission completed. Okay, so we're now on to mission 2. So mission 2, primary objectives are meet Felix, investigate the GoldFinger suite, and minimise civilian casualties. Minimise civilian casualties is becoming a little bit of a trend for this one. So, the background to this mission. After completing his mission in Mexico, 00 agent James Bond is taking a short vacation at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami. Services provided include spa treatments, art galleries, world-class swimming pool, and a uniquely climate-controlled ice rink. So this is the briefing from M. I hope you've enjoyed your time in the sun, but your newest assignment began the moment you landed in Florida. There's a man staying at the hotel who goes by the name of Auric GoldFinger. He's a British entrepreneur who owns a stud farm in Kentucky and has a penchant for all things gold. The CIA doesn't have anything on him, but we're sure there's something they've missed. Keep a close eye on him and search his room for anything suspicious. Okay, Q branch. Not much time for me to chime in this time, 007. I do, however, highly recommend procuring some sunscreen. That burning orb in the sky can do a lot of damage to the skin, I know that much. And if it isn't too much trouble, bring me back a little token from the gift shop. Something with a palmtron, it would be just lovely. There's a good chap. And Moneypenny says, James, you didn't have to fly all the way to Florida just for a back rub. So let's jump into this Miami mission. Mr. Felcher, Turok Cranium Ball is the cerebral bore. That's the one. One of the best weapons of all time. Loeb says, please run Turok. I'm pretty bad at Turok. It's a game that I enjoy, but I'm not really good at it. Plus I've seen some really awesome live streams of people who are good at Turok. Okay, we're in the mission. I hadn't realised we'd started. So... So this appears to be sort of in the hotel, around by the pool. Oh, Felix. In fact, that face is actually pretty good. Let me see if I can center that up some more. There you go. That's a pretty good face. So we've got some orders. And it's interrupting Bond's holiday. Oh right, Bones, we're playing GoldFinger 64. Where's my cocktail? Why is he not making it? I wonder if I'd fail the mission if I just shot him in the face. Okay, so I need to try and find where he is going to be. Let me just see. Just for fun, I'm going to go up, see if I can go up these ladders. And I think I can. I wonder if it's going to be game over if I just jump off the diving board. Shall I see if I can... if they program this in so I can slap it. Ah, I was really hoping that she could just be pushed off. Let's see if I can just go off the top. No. See, it won't even let me dive off the top either. So we tried, but that's probably why. Let me see. Okay, so I think if I'm not forgetting, okay, so I think I need to actually go and find GoldFinger now. Could you rub some lotion? So I need to try and figure out where I need to actually go. That's one of the things from this, I suppose, era of games is it's not always as black and white as it is in modern games when you've got you know, directions pointing you everywhere you need to go. Okay, it's getting a little bit choppy there. So someone's going to need to toss me a bone, and I hope Sub is still in the chat because he'll be able to tell me where to go. Sub, thanks. So he's in the hotel. Okay. And the outside stuff is all just the bonus area. Okay. So how do I get into the hotel? Vanilla Essence, Glenn does love his tanning. Where is the entrance to the hotel? Okay, let me keep looking. Maybe it's down at the bottom. Yeah, Sub, I would have loved to have watched the movie before. So that's all bonus area. Pretty cool. Yeah, definitely watching the movie would have helped. Just out of curiosity, I'm looking in here. Just to see what there is, really. Well, I'm not going to go much further that way, because that's only going to cause me trouble. But one thing, yeah, I'm really noticing so far is just how huge these levels are. Even just stuff like this, just additional, you know, sort of areas you can see, you know, just looking already here how big the actual levels are, including everything that was, you know, that was there before. This is really, really cool. Always guys hidden behind the doors, I should know that by now. Okay, now we're getting some firepower. So many floors. door is locked. Okay, so I need to get a key. Okay, so that floor is locked. Okay, so I need to pick up some keys. Let me go back down to where I was and see if I missed anything. Okay, so it's already been in there. So, still trying to find the key, I'm guessing. No mind, like it'll be way back here. Oh, nice, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so I still can't seem to find where the key is. So unless I try this flight of stairs. I'm guessing Sub is going to need to come and let me know where to go again, or where I can get the keys. See, this is one of the difficult things about playing a game that nobody else has really had much experience with. It's that when you get stuck, you need to have the developer sat in the chat to tell you where to go. So maybe Sub, if you're listening still, if you can tell me where I need to go to get this key. Because at the moment, I think I'm stuck. Let me go back along this end. Let me see if I've missed something around here. I didn't notice this door before. Okay, there we go. Typical. I go past everything and then straight away what I need is right there. So, I think it was floor number 5. I'm just going to check them all on my way up just to make sure I don't miss any of them. Here we go. Okay, so maybe I need to try these doors. Okay, so this should take me up to the next floor. I think it was 7, the one that came up saying locked. Or was it 8? Or was it at 9? I don't know. Let's check. Okay, so that door's locked. Okay, so I'm guessing I've got to go back and find another key that was on the level where we were before. So whilst I do that, let's have a quick catch. Okay, so it looks like we've got a key to find. Oh no, in fact we've got a hotel room to find. And if I could remember the movies well enough, I'd probably know the exact door that I'd need to open. But okay, here we go. Now we're talking firepower. This guy can get out of my way. That guy looked like Sergeant Slaughter. Okay, so lots of locked doors. So am I missing something again? Let me see. Yeah, these are some pretty sweet hotel rooms. If you like sort of big style hotels. So where is this next key? She's got to have it. There we go. Let's give it a shakedown. So there's some rooms back up here before that said they were locked. So I'm guessing these are. So I'm guessing that was the key I needed to be able to go up to the final top floor. So let's give that a try. Let's see if this hotel key, if that's what it was designed for. I think it was 9, floor 9. Okay. Oh, hello. Cheeky. And I've just got the maid's key, perfect. There seems to be quite a lot of keys for this level. I can see why that makes sense. I've just been in 901. Okay. Right, okay, now I'm pretty stumped. Because I thought that I'd had everything. Unless I'm missing something. So let me check the objectives again. I'm sure I need to find the suite. Yeah, investigate GoldFinger suite. Okay. Here we go, looks like we finally found it. Vanilla Essence 96 says, honestly amazing, this is N64. I'd agree, it's really cool. Honestly, the job that these guys have done is incredible. Even already, this is just like the third mission. or the third level even. I'm really enjoying it so far. It feels like GoldenEye, but it's a brand new story, new levels, so really cool. Okay, so that was the third level done. Moving Metalhead says that's Jill Masterson in the black bikini. Yep, that's right. So, I'm going to do one more mission, I think. One more mission. This is Mission 3 Venezuela, and this is Part 1, Puerto de la Guaira. Again, excuse my pronunciation of Spanish. It's never been great. So it says, collect gold samples, retrieve shipping records, and minimise the civilian casualties. Perry Mason says, what's my favourite N64 game? I'm not sure if you'll read this or not. Yep. So I'd probably say that Diddy Kong Racing's definitely up there, Snowball Kids. Goldeneye is one of them. So the primary objectives for this mission are collect gold samples, retrieve shipping records, and minimise civilian casualties. So it's another one where we've got minimise civilian casualties. So the background to this mission is that MI6 has received word from Colonel Smithers of the Bank of England, who is concerned that Ultra GoldFinger may be smuggling shipments of gold through his ports in Zurich, Amsterdam, Caracas and Hong Kong. Reconnaissance has shown heavily militarised security forces patrolling 3 of the 4 locations, making their presence cause for alarm. The slightly more disorganised Puerto de la Guaira is the best of the options available. So M's briefing says, you know the procedure, search for any signs of gold inside those warehouses. I don't care if you have to pry open the crates and crawl inside them on your hands and knees. And don't forget to raid the offices for shipping records. Anything that can tie directly to GoldFinger will allow us to pursue our investigation further. Q Branch says, listen up 007, whilst you're familiar with the other homing devices, our newest model is rather special. These clever little bugs will be able to relay back their coordinates to us in real time. Simply pull back on the slide to activate, then stick it to whatever you want tracked. I'm only giving you enough for this mission, so don't go putting them on just anything. My assistants have better things to do than follow around your old flames. And Moneypenny says, why is it that you always get to travel to these exotic locations, James? I can't even recall the last time I walked barefoot on a beach or enjoyed a day at the spa. If it wasn't for all the whizzing bullets, I might just submit my resume for your position.